Okay, so we are here. I am here. We are here, me and you. So today I'm going to be doing a story time. And I've been watching so many story times videos on YouTube and I was just dying. It's just too funny. Like, to see people go through things and actually put it like on the internet. My story, I kept it. Only certain people know, and I haven't told anybody just because it's not really embarrassing, but it's kind of it's pretty embarrassing. Last pretty embarrassing. So December, I was on Omegle or Omegle, whatever the flub you call it. But yeah, I was on that website. You know, it was a boring time. You know what I mean? Like, I was just bored. You know, like, allow me. I was just on Omegle, like doing my 1-2 thing, and then and then at that time I had Kick, right? You know, back when Kick was popping, it was live. It was just the 1-2s. So I was on Kick I was on Omegle, and this guy he left his Kick and he just like add up, and I was like, oh, okay, and he just dipped. I was like, are you rude? So I went on Kick and I added him, and I was like, hey, you know, soft, and then you know, I think he was like, hey, like maybe like 10 minutes later. And then I seen this picture and I was fine. I'm like, okay, then. You know, me expecting some next old gentleman. Nah, he was buff. We're talking for about a day, maybe? Or no, half a day. I don't know, something like that. And then he was like, oh, where are you from? I'm like, yeah, I'm from Canada, you know. Toronto. You see how I lied, you know? Because, okay, here's the thing, yeah. When someone that's not from, like, Ontario, not from Canada, ask me where you from, I'm not gonna go in grave detail and say, oh, I'm from this, on the border of this, close to this, on this. No. If I know you don't live near, and I know there's no way of you actually finding out if I do live there, you're in Montreal, also Toronto, easy stuff. Toronto, bam, that's it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm from Toronto, no. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm from Bristol. And then I was like, where's Bristol? And then j'ai fait un peu Google, and then it popped up in Bristol, England. J'ai fait, I'm like, what? You're from where? And then I was like, oh, that's dope. Honestly, I don't know what I said, but I said something. And then we were talking. We'll call him Adonai. So, so Adonai, right? So, me and Adonai talked every day, all day. Bear in mind, there is a time difference, but most of the time, we talked, like, every day. So, yeah. So, there was all that. And then I think at some point, like a day or two later, I was like, oh, no, I think it was the same day, actually. He was like, oh, or no, I was like, what, do you have like Instagram, you know, Facebook, all this jazziness, right? And he's like, I have Snapchat. I was like, okay. I'm like, how can you jump and you have Snapchat, but you don't have Facebook and all them? I'm like, that doesn't make sense, you know what I mean? I was like, what the heck? Something's off. So I was like, true. I had him on Snapchat. And then I don't think I snapped him. I don't believe I did. But he wouldn't give me his number. I had an iPhone, so like we could easily iMessage because I knew he had iPhones. So I'm like, you know what I mean? Or no. Did he even have an iPhone at the time? Or did he get an iPhone later? Doesn't matter. Anyway, like he didn't have Facebook, didn't have Instagram, didn't have Twitter, but he had Snapchat. So I was like, that's a bit sus. That's a bit suspect. But I was like, whatever. So I remember at one point I asked for his last name because I was like, I just know your first name. Adonai, what is your last name? Didn't give me a last name. So I was like, what? I brought up, I'm like, you're a catfish because you don't have a last name, don't have Facebook, don't have this and the third, but you have a Snapchat. That doesn't mean you're a catfish. And he's like, no, I'm like, catfish. You know, he went on this. Like, I did catfish, and I went to sleep. I woke up, I was like, whoa there. So I go on Kick, and he's talking about how, no, I'm not a catfish, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. I'll prove it to you. He went on Snap and sent me a video. First of all, he wasn't talking. There was no sound. It was just, literally, it was this. Like, he was moving to prove that, he's a real person. But at the end of the day, like, that doesn't... But me being an idiot, okay, he's not a catfish, I can relax. I still didn't have last name, didn't have Facebook, didn't have nothing. So I was like, what the heck? So they were talking, and I think 2 weeks later... 2 weeks later... 2 weeks later, he asked me to be his girlfriend, right? And I was like... I was gonna say sure. So me and Adonai were dating, okay? So we talked when I tell you every day that God has made on this earth, we talked. We're kicking it hard. Bear in mind, I've never Skyped him, never FaceTime, don't have no Facebook, don't have Instagram, I don't have anything, okay? J'ai rien, j'ai rien. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. But I'm like, we talk every day, so like, he's pretty cool. I have him on Snapchat. But the thing is, too, he barely Snapchatted me. Like, des fois. Like, really, 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 really Snapchatted me. And I was like, what the hell? But whatever. So, yeah, we're talking, and I think it was, 3 months later, I still don't have nothing. I don't have no info to make sure that you're actually a citizen of wherever you say you come from. So this point, I was tired of it. I was like, you know what? Like, it's a long thing. I'm a girl. I can investigate. So I was on Facebook, and I was like, oh, no. This is what happened. Yo, funny thing. Okay, so he screenshotted me on his Facebook page. He screenshotted this next article. And then on the side, there was like, I think his friend list, right? And I was like, okay. This is your opportunity. So I go on Facebook and I put in the person's name. First person, his friend list is blocked. I was like, fuck. And then the second person, I didn't get the full, because the screen cut. Third person I put in, friend list, I put Adonai's name, Bob. He pops up. I was like, because I was like, yo, I got the thing. I got his name. I have his first name, last name, and his Facebook, and all these things, right? So I'm there. Take in how I was an idiot. I had his Facebook for the longest time. And I creep all the time. Do you know how minimal things appear on a Facebook page when you don't have them as a friend? That's what the minimal, 3 pictures I creep every day. Wow, babes is so hot. Babes is so fine. Babes is so this. Grace, what? What? Okay, whatever. It's fine. So, this one time I was like, why don't you just snap me and say something? Because I don't know what your voice sounds like. Because I basically spit. And he's like, no, I have braces. I don't want you to hear. Okay. So fast forward, because this takes so long. Fast forward, I think it's, we went through Christmas, January, my birthday, his birthday, all this, those I love you dashed here and there, plans for the future. Yeah, when I graduate, I'm gonna move out to London, and then I'm moving to Bristol, and it's gonna be bomb, right? All this, that, and Grace, take it, and you don't even know, anything about this. Well, okay, you know a lot about him, but you don't know outside of cake, tu sais rien. So. Okay, so bear in mind, I tweet about him, this and that. I tweet about him and all this and those ones. And I thought, this is the best boyfriend ever. He's so sweet. And the thing is, he was really sweet and he was really nice. And, he'd always text me all the time. So there's no issues. So fast forward, I always kind of had suspicions because, December, I had suspicions. I don't know why, but something told me, anointing, Grace, test him because something's not right. Something's not adding up. Something is just, the biscuit is not fully cooked. So I was like, all right. So I made a second kick account. Okay, pause. I know some of y'all going to be like, wow, Grace, you're crazy. Who does that? Who makes two? But listen, yeah. When you hear us the story, you'll understand that God gave me this anointing and he was right. Because God's always right. Okay? So I go on Kick and I add him up and we're talking. The school, actually, no, it was on my cousin's tablet, I think. Yeah, we made a Kick on her thing, right? So I became the catfish, but doesn't matter. So I became the catfish. And I messaged him, hey, hi, ha, ha, ha. And then he was like sending emojis he was not supposed to be sending. And I was like, and oh, there was times when he'd send me a screenshot of something, and like at the top, him being an idiot, a message would pop up, and like there was hearts from a girl. I'm like, who's sending you hearts? What is this about? This makes zero sense. Please, zero sense. Like, I'm confused. So add that to the fact, right? So I messaged him. He's sending emojis he shouldn't be sending. And then I'm like, okay, here's the good part. I was like, oh, you're so I'm like, oh, you're so hot. Why are you single? He comes in, I don't know, or some dumb answer like that, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's what we're doing now. That's how we're doing things now. Yo, I was so vexed. I was like, oh, okay, okay, and then something like that, and then after, I think he ended up asking me if the girl that I made was my friend. And I don't remember if yes or no. I don't remember. But like I was like, I think I was no. I may as well. I was like, no, something like that. But I think at some point he told me, I don't remember. I think at some point he told the like the thing that he had a girlfriend or whatever. And then I was like, okay, he's out of the clear. He's in a clear now. He's good because he admitted it. So fast forward a few months, right? And I think at this point it's April. Yeah, it's April now. We'll be talking for the longest time, making plans. Oh yeah, I love you too. All these dots and a third. Bear in mind, at this point he's had Instagram, and he made Instagram. Didn't tell me about it. Or no, he told me about it, but he didn't want to give me his Instagram thing. And I was like, are you waste? Like, what the heck? I have your Facebook. Little do you know. So might as well just give me your thing before I search myself. So anyone gives me, I was like, you know what? Fine, whatever. I'll look for myself. Find Instagram, Sam.
See, don't want to bore you guys. So like that's the end of part 1. Part 2 coming soon. Don't worry about it.